The Act for ALS is the most popular bill in the United States House of Representatives with 326 bipartisan co-sponsors. This is because of the hard work and the tenacity of the bill's sponsors, Representatives Quigley and Fortenberry, as well as the ALS advocates who will not allow Congress to ignore their suffering. ALS affects 1 in 300 people. Within 3 years of diagnosis, most patients die because they're robbed of the ability to move, speak, and breathe. In the United States, every 90 minutes, someone dies from ALS. We can't treat this disease as business as usual. We have to increase funding for science, for clinical trials, for expanded access, and accelerated regulatory approval for ALS treatments to move the needle on this dreaded disease that is truly a death sentence. The Act for ALS meets this urgent need by helping more patients receive experimental treatments through expanded access programs. The expanded access program is especially critical for ALS patients because more than 50% of people with ALS do not qualify for clinical trials and are often given no treatment options whatsoever. Importantly, as we heard at our hearing from Harvard's Dr. Merit Sutkovic, expanded access programs do not prevent or interfere with controlled, well-designed clinical trials. Instead, expanded access is for people who are ineligible for existing clinical trials. So this legislation, along with the changes made in the AINS, allows for more people to have expanded access to experimental treatment in parallel with well-designed clinical trials. Dr. Sutkovic also testified about how expanded access can help researchers learn about ALS. In the expanded access program she runs at Harvard, she was able to research how to best dose the medication as well as record improved patient functions from the treatment. This legislation and its aims provides a framework to allow NIH and FDA to benefit from this type of research from the expanded access programs. Colleagues, this is a transformational bill to make sure people with ALS are given treatment options and something they all deserve. They all deserve. They all deserve to be able to hope. So I urge all of my colleagues to support the bill. I salute the sponsors, the bipartisan sponsors. Again, Mr. Quigley, Mr. Fortenberry, all those that have co-sponsored the legislation. And thank again the witnesses that traveled across the country under really difficult, trying circumstances to be here in this hearing room to give their moving testimony. Oh, he's here. Oh, I'm sorry. I'd like to acknowledge that our colleague, Mr. Quigley, is here in the hearing room. Thank you for your superb work. And this is a big step. And we may not be able to hear the applause across the country, but it's there. We made a promise during the hearings on both sides of the aisle. And I don't know how many of you read the comments that were online. They were so heartfelt. I mean, I cried reading them. So with that, colleagues, I know everyone is going to vote for this, and bravo to the committee members. And again, Mr. Quigley, thank you for being here today to witness this, and to Mr. Fortenberry. They really have been so undeterred. They have worked and worked and worked and worked. This is a huge accomplishment on behalf of a community in our country that has really captured the sincere attention and action of the Congress. Is there anyone that dares to vote no? Not hearing any. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it.